Hello everybody, my name is Alex Berner, and I'm the composer for Mojo Filter Media. I'm on a quest to learn, grow, and become a better musician every day, and I hope you'll join me on that journey. Welcome to Work Summary Sunday. This series has a few goals: to help give a realistic perspective on how much work can get done per week as a composer, to create some social accountability for my progress, to give myself a platform to show off my work, to create a place for self-reflection, and to help ingrain takeaways and things I learned from that self-reflection through the process of making a video. I want to create a space where we can talk about our perceptions of accountability. When working on our own projects or anything without a very strict deadline, I find that often people expect too much of themselves on a day-to-day basis. Other times they expect too little and are satisfied with a workflow that will never lead to the completion of a project. Or both, which is where I consistently fall. But problems are there to be worked on and fixed, so I'm trying to work towards a middle ground between these two. I'm concerned about people's perceptions about what is expected of us too. Social media fills our eyes and ears with a polished version of other people, and we never see those bad weeks where things come up and they didn't hit their goals. Or if they did hit them, they were below the quality that they were aiming for. How do they balance that? In this series, I'm going to analyze and improve my methods of working and identifying blockers, and also learning to realize when the goals I'm working towards are actually not ideal. So let's get started. Today is Sunday, July 5th, 2020. What were my goals? For my first project, let's call it Project 1, my goal was to finish Dragon Battle Part 1 in 3 levels of orchestration, one being a big epic battle, the second being kind of in the middle, and the lowest a low-level battle. For my second project, let's call it Project 2, my goal was to upload my first video and start a YouTube channel. So, did I achieve them? For Project 1, I finished the orchestration of the highest level of battle music, but not levels 1 and 2. For Project 2, well, as of uploading this video, yes, I uploaded a video. So let's break down why I did or did not achieve those goals. For Project 1, I got too caught up in the fine-tuning of MIDI data. That probably cost me at least 2 days, with which I could have finished the lower levels of orchestration, since those are primarily destructive, and that takes a lot less time than constructive editing. For Project 2, as of this morning, I actually wasn't set up to complete this goal. I wanted to make a channel intro video for this channel, but I didn't finish up the outline. But instead of pushing back the goal like usual, I switched to a video I could put together in a couple of hours. And once I switched to a more reasonable goal, I was able to see why the other goal wasn't attainable this week. I was trying to make a summary of something that didn't already exist, to give an overview of a yet-to-be-focused and created YouTube channel. I realized that this was a non-ideal goal, which was limiting my progress. Eventually the channel would turn into something different than I had anticipated, and I would have to make a whole new channel intro video all over again. What have I learned about my goals going into next week? Don't get caught up in the little details. I'm lucky with this project to be able to update any music at a later date, so I shouldn't get too bogged down in the minutia that I probably only noticed because I've listened to it like 200 times. Another thing I realized I should do is to take a minute and sit and think to see if there are any reasons why I might be procrastinating. Am I putting the cart before the horse? Is the goal too big? This week I want to be more mindful of what is worth spending my time on. Let's go into some of the musical things I learned. I struggled to find a place for every instrument in the orchestration. It felt kind of done, but I kept trying to add the unused instruments. Eventually I just stopped and went into mixing. What I learned from that is that not every instrument needs to be used to its fullest and most varied potential in each track. Focus and clarity, I think, are more important than the wall of sound. Even though I'm going for an epic battle track, everything all the time is not ideal. This week I've learned to take a step back and think about the foreground, middle ground, and background in the music. To think about clarity, consider what needs to be there, and no more. So now let's do the show and tell. Here's what I finished up this week. What do I like about the work I did this week? I like how I utilized the brass and percussion, flutes and choir. I think it sounds big and epic, and I'm proud of the intensity I was able to create using a realistically sized orchestra. No 12 bass trombone samples, no 24 cymbasi. There's no harm in using those big sections, but as I continue to learn about orchestration, I'm trying to master the basics first, and I'm happy with how I arranged those sections. On the other hand, I think I over-orchestrated. I think the sonic spectrum is cluttered by the tails of a lot of the cymbals, the tam-tam, and other metal hits. I don't think the strings are well utilized, and I think they could really benefit from being doubled with another sample library. But that would have taken too much time, and since the strings really aren't much of the focus of this piece, I do think it is unnecessary. Moving on to next week. For Project 1, I want to finish those 2 orchestrations I didn't get finished this week. I want to finish all 3 orchestrations of Dragon Battle Part 2. And I want to finish the Level 3 orchestration of Dragon Battle Part 3. For Project 2, I want to upload another video by next Sunday. Well, let's say end of Sunday. That's it for today's Work Summary Sunday. What do you think? Was there anything useful? Anything a good reminder? Thanks for watching, and if you like this series, please subscribe and like the video. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike, and comment some way you think it could be improved. Thanks again.